Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at an extremely rare Pokemon to obtain, and that is going to be Salazzle, as you do have to have it as a female and then evolve it there. And they do come out of the 12-kilometer egg, so not exactly something super accessible. So we're going to take a look at this here. I did trade one a long time ago, which is going to be maintaining and staying in the Great League, and then I did hatch one myself. Unbelievable. Okay, the first one I ever did hatch was actually going to be 100% IV, and it wasn't a female. Of course, it was a male, right out the gate. We're going to be pairing this up with several different Pokemon here. As you can see, Cresselia, Registeel, and then we are actually going to be using Shadow Hitmonchan, and then Tapu Fini here. So the nice thing about the Salazzle now is the fact that Incinerate is going to be doing more damage, and it could have used it because this thing is extremely squishy, and since it hits even harder now, it's going to make for even a better battler. And of course, we do have the Poison Fang, which is going to be lowering the defense, making it so we're doing even more damage. And we're going to be going with Fire Blast for that third move for whenever I need it. A little surprise, hard-hitting damage. This is one of the hardest hitting Incinerate users in the game, aside from, what is it, Shadow Typhlosion. Okay, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and switch it up here. So we have going on, I wouldn't say that this was kind of getting countered, but you know, we're just gonna have a little fun here, see what we can do. Yeah, we're weak to Psychic, as we do have a fighting and a poison type, and if I start encountering a bunch of them, then I'll switch it up again. Met with a Suicune here up front, sounds good to me. Not very effective quick move Snarl, and we're gonna of course go for the Thunder Punch here. And we do want to shield up the first charge move, as they are actually going to be shielding up our first one as well. So we're going to go ahead and keep the pressure going here. They did not drop our attack. That's great. So we're still going to be doing a whole hell of a lot. Suicune is a bit of a tank, so they can probably absorb this Thunder Punch. Easy money. There you go. And we're going to let this go, as we're going to be able to absorb it too. Perfect. And they're going to be swapping it to a Dragonite. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Cresselia, as we do have the Moonblast on this here, as well as the Grass Knot. Always a good move to have on your Cresselia to cover for those potential ground or more so water types. Going straight for the Moonblast, and they're letting it go. Sounds good. Looks like we're going to be able to Psycho Cut down, but not before they get off one more Dragon Claw here. But Cresselia is going to be able to easily absorb this. So 1-to-1 shield, and even our Hitmontop's got plenty of health left, so this is not a good situation to be in up against this Registeel here. So we're just going to go ahead and throw a Grass Knot, swap into the Hitmonchan, knowing that the Suicune's not going to be able to farm us down. I was contemplating what I should do here. So we still have the Salazzle, super effective, so we're going to go ahead and just bring it in to battle. Now, we're going to shield this up. They are shieldless at the... Oh no, they've got one shield left. So we build up to 2 Poison Fangs, and we're going to throw both of these here, which I would assume they're going to shield up this first one and immediately throw the next one here, and we should be able to take the win up against that Registeel, no problem. With the Suicune, or with the Suicune down, we also have the Cresselia with energy. Not very effective, but we still would have been able to take care of business. They back out, we take that win. Next game met with a Shadow Dragonite. And we do have Ice Punch to cover this here, so it's not like we're in a horrible situation, although they do resist the counter, but it's still really digging in, as it is going to be doing a ton. Shadow counter plus stab is unbelievable. Probably one of the strongest quick moves in the game. Unfortunately, not able to get to the second Ice Punch because of how quick the Dragon Breath is able to get off. And man, it pisses me off so bad when it does that, when you get to it, but you still go down. Bringing in the Cresselia here. And the plan is to just absorb everything, and hopefully we're going to be able to handle what is in the back with the Salazzle, as well as 2 shields. So I do go for the Grass Knot here, and I am going to swap into the Salazzle so we can start building up our energy. Perfect, and we have 2 shields. And oh, Tentacruel, that's not good. They're going to be resisting everything we have, so what the heck am I actually supposed to do in this situation here? If you hear a little bit of commotion in the background, it's always, without fail, gonna happen when I start recording. My neighbors start running around and making the most noise freaking possible, almost as if they know I'm recording, and it's like time to make that noise. Alright, so we are really putting in the work here with the Salazzle, really trying to go and fight up this hill here. If you're thinking, well, shouldn't he went for Poison Fang then Fire Blast? Maybe, but it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Getting to the Fire Blast here. What was that? Some sort of a fighter? Oh, Virizion getting one-shotted pretty much, and bringing in the Cresselia. This is going to be pretty close. We do resist the quick move, but will we be able to take them out before the Incinerate registers? And we do, taking that win. That was a close one with 1 HP. Next game met with a Giratina flexing as soon as they come out of that Pokeball there. And again, we do have coverage for this dragon, as we do have Ice and Thunder Punch. I haven't changed it since. If I did change it, I would maybe go with, though, I don't know, I have to think about that. Maybe Close Combat, and I would switch it for Thunder Punch. Not that Thunder Punch isn't good, it's just Ice Punch comes in handy so much. Okay, so they're going to be swapping to catch. I was not paying attention here, unfortunately. I'm not trying to discredit their catch. It was a good one, but I was literally... I just got Grand Theft Auto for my son, not, you know, obviously, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5, and we're both just kind of talking it up, and, yeah. Anyways, what's going on here? Suicune, another shiny. Okay, sounds good. Bringing in the Cresselia to start hitting them with that Grass Knot. Getting a Skull off here. No attack drop. Sounds good to me. Going for another one of these Grass Knots here. Such a random move to put on Cress. It's really good. Bringing in a Venusaur to completely wall me up here, because everything that we do have is not very effective. Obviously letting this go. Bringing in the Salazzle to completely shut down the Venusaur. My turn. My turn. Fire is massively resisted. Poison is slightly resisted, but they go for the Frenzy Plant, then swap into the Giratina. We're going to go ahead and just throw the Poison Fang here to lower the defense on this thing. And going again. Oh, we definitely want to shield this up. We want to hold on to the Salazzle. Hitmonchan's not going to be able to take care of business by itself here. And although this Giratina does resist these Poison Fangs, it is going to start adding up, as well as the Incinerate. Swapping into the Hitmonchan, forcing them to throw. And this will KO. Gonna bring in the Salazzle, farm them down. They have no more shields. We just need to get to 2 Poison Fangs. Can we do it, folks? They need to shield this first one out. Fantastic. That would have KO'd them. Getting to the next one, and Salazzle taking the win for us. This thing is putting in the work here for us for the Ultra League. Having an absolute blast with it. All right. Next game, what are we going to see? Met with a Talonflame. All right. Of course. Alrighty, we do have Thunder Punch, though, to handle this situation. Now, if I did take off Thunder Punch and I had Close Combat Ice Punch will still do a decent amount of damage. Obviously, it's not super effective like Thunder Punch, though. But you can't have coverage for everything. Shielding up the first move, which is going to be Flame Charge, while we still put on the pressure here with the Thunder Punch. Do they want to shield it up? And they're using both shields right out the gate here. We're easily going to let this go because they're going to take us out with 2 quick moves, because that Incinerate is now doing a whole lot of damage. They under tap so they can get a little farm, and at that point I was thinking there's no way in effing hell I'm gonna have to let them win. There's no way we're gonna have to beat them 1000%. Not with that kind of annoyance little flex that they did there. It's a strategy, but there's no way I'm gonna let them win here. Alright, so we are shieldless as well. We do have energy on the Salazzle. They bring in their Umbreon, and this is not particularly looking too good for me here. So I swap into the Cresselia, knowing that we're gonna be able to absorb everything that they do throw at us here. And they're bringing in a Giratina. Things are getting a little bit close. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this one off here, but I'm definitely dead set on trying to win it. And show me Shadow Sneak. Watch. Okay. It's not Shadow Sneak one. Ancient Power Dragon Claw going for another Moonblast here. And things are getting a little bit close. I don't know if this is going to be enough to take us out here. No, we swap into the Salazzle, farm them down. Oh, come on, Salazzle. Getting to the Fire Blast. Let's go. Oh, baby. But is it going to be enough? No, they're going to KO us at this point. And I don't think we're going to be able to pull this one off here, folks. Getting to the Moonblast. Will this be enough to KO the Umbreon is the question. And it is. We pulled it. Mission complete. Let's go. All right, next game. What are we going to see? Poliwrath. Getting a little bit better, I suppose, with the leads here, as I guess. We'll take it. Thunder Punch right away here. I would assume they're going to be going for a Icy Wind to lower my attack at this point, which is going to be enough to KO. We're going to let it go. Oh, going straight for the Skull, going big or go home. Okay, bring it in the Cresselia, and what we're going to do here is just farm them down. We're just going to go Psycho Cut all the way. And then we'll come out of this battle with a whole hell of a lot of energy, plus getting rid of their water type, potentially leading the path for the Salazzle to be a little bit more comfortable, as they do have a Venusaur here. We swap. Now they go for the Sludge Bomb, I do recall. If I recall, yep, there it is. Doing a little bit more than the Frenzy Plant. And then they're swapping into a Talonflame. Okay, now Cresselia is going to get walled by Venusaur. We did a decent amount of damage to it. We still can wither it down, but we're going to have to shield this up and try to get to that Venusaur. Do you think we can do that? They still have 1 shield left. There's no way, right? No, shoot. Now what? I don't know about this one, folks. So we're going to let that go because we know the Venusaur is going to be able to spam the hell out of us. So we're going to go for the Moonblast, which is going to be enough to KO them here. But I don't think we're going to be able to pull this one off as much as we try here. Now, the key to winning this right now is to just go straight Psycho Cut. Okay, if we had Confusion, it would be a different story. But we don't. So we're just going to have to go Psycho Cut all the way down. And they have 1 HP. And they're taking that win. That was a good game. That was a good game. Now, I appreciate everybody pointing out, you know, you should have not attacked, or you should have threw here, not let them sneak, you know, this move in. You're supposed to throw at 8, not 7. All right. But here, there's many different factors called lag, okay, called frame skipping and all that stuff, which makes it almost pointless to do all that, right? Okay. And also, if I was to critique your gameplay as well, I would find dozens of errors as well, right? Dozens of misplays. So let's not act high and mighty above everybody else. If you want to leave a comment saying this and that, no problem, but don't get snarky with it, okay? Alrighty, so what do we have here? A Greninja. Gonna go for that Grass Knot here. And Greninja can be a little bit of an issue here. Well, not really. We got 2 Pokemon to handle this. It's no problem at all. We'll let... Oh, shielding it up. What the hell? Okay, going for the Grass Knot. Did we just use our last shield? No, okay, no. That was our first one. Okay, I was a little confused. They used their last shield, and they have energy still stored up. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the, what am I spacing it out? Tapu Fini. But they swap into the Virizion, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Salazzle, of course, and we're going to let this go. There's no way that's a Stone Edge at this point. Yeah, Sacred Sword, not very effective. We almost farmed them down, but they're going to be able to get to another charge move, of course. But that's all right. We're still holding on to 1 shield, and we're loaded up on energy. We're going to shield this up and then simply just go for the Poison Fang and take the win here. And wait. Oh, they got a whole nother Pokemon. I am spacing it out. I'm thinking about something else. I'm sorry, folks. Fire Blast the Walrein. Okay, we have a whole nother Pokemon in the back. We swap into the Tapu Fini after the Fire Blast, and they realize this is a wrap, and we take the win as they back out. Next game, what are we going to see here? Giratina. Of course, it's Shadow Claw. All right, so we'll just have to make do with what we got going on here. We do have Moonblast, but it's still not the best battle for you, especially if they do have Shadow Sneak and Shadow Claw. Giratina can hold its own up against this fairy here for sure, especially if they shield that up. And if you go for the Surf, it's just way too big of a risk for them to potentially let it go. Knowing my odds, my coin flip for this game, if I went for the Surf after building up to the Moonblast in the same scenario, they would have let it go. It's crazy. And getting to another one, if I do recall, they're actually going to be double shielding their Giratina here. Okay, sounds good to me, buddy. Going to go ahead and bring in the Giratina. We've kind of seen a similar situation like this before, in which the opponent used both of their shields, and then I bring in the Cresselia to kind of just absorb their charge moves here. A Moonblast should almost be enough. If not, then I think I might want to swap into the Salazzle. Maybe not. Okay, we're going to go ahead and risk it. All right, building up that energy. I think we kind of needed to do that anyways, so we're just ready to go. And they're bringing in a Talonflame. This is good. This is no problem. Fly will KO us, but all we have to do is shield up. And these Poison Fangs are going to be going right through the Talonflame. Unfortunately, not going to be able to KO before they do get to a charge move here, in which we're going to shield this up. And I do believe we can farm them. Oh, they go straight Brave Bird. Oh, they've got a Virizion in the back. This is going to be a Sacred Sword. That was way too quick. It's still going to do a decent amount of damage. Personally, probably would have done that myself too. Holding on to the energy on the Salazzle, making a last-second rescue mission attempt for this game, getting to the Moonblast with the Cresselia. We will be able to win CMP up against the Talonflame, and we do have a Poison Fang, and they're low enough for us to KO. We're going to go ahead and go for the Grass Knot, because some damage is going to be better than none. And yeah, they're totally done for at this point, and we'll immediately be able to win the CMP and take the win with the Salazzle, thanks to holding on to that energy at the end. Let's go. All right, next game. What do we got going on here? A Tapu Fini up against... Oh, as soon as we put Tapu Fini, yo, we got the Empoleon, or not the Empoleon, Ampharos. They're going to be swapping into a Gardevoir. Is that Shadow? That is a Shadow Gardevoir doing a lot of damage, folks. So we're going to go for the Moonblast now. Do they want to double shield it? They're going to let that one go. You know, it was probably better off just going with the damn Grass Knot for the second one, to be honest with you. They hit me with a triple axle, raising their attack, going for another Grass Knot to win the swap and matchup here. But they're going to be wanting to use both shields. Sounds good to me. We're going to bring in the Salazzle. Wait, Salazzle? Yeah, we want to farm them down with that, as we do resist the Charm. still did a decent amount, and they're going to be bringing in their Poliwrath. Now, this is looking interesting because they do have the Ampharos, so we do have to keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do is hold on to the energy on the Salazzle, swap into the Tapu Fini here, and of course they have Thunder Punch. Of course they do. All right, but that's okay because they are shieldless, and we are going to be doing a decent amount of damage to them. Poliwrath, of course, is going to be resisting the fire, so we do need to make sure we come out of this with a decent amount of energy. So what we're going to do is just throw the Poison Fang, KO them here. Okay, still holding on to 2 shields, and we're going to be able to easily spam this Poison Fang with Incinerate. It is extremely spammy. It is so good. This thing is very good, okay? The only problem is it just cannot take a hit. So, of course, we're going to be using our last shield here, regardless of what they throw. Ice Punch, okay, and we take the win with the Salazzle. Looking good. Let's keep it moving here. Leading with Tapu Fini, met with a Swampert Shadow. This is fine. Much better than being up against this with the Salazzle because it completely walls us in every single way possible, unless we do have Dragon Pulse on it. So they're going to be shielding up that Surf here. Now let's go ahead and just call this. We'll call a Hydro Cannon. Come on. Okay, we won that coin flip there. Let's go. And this is going to be another Hydro Cannon. We'll let this go as well. Do they want to double shield that Swampert is the question here. And they are letting it go. Oh, and they get to the damn charge move. I was very tempted to shield this up to win the swap, to be honest with you, since they used the shield themselves. But I do decide to bring in the Salazzle, which is, you know, Swampert's my biggest weakness, so we'll just go ahead and take it out. They do have a Chandelure, which our Incinerates are still going to be doing a lot. Yeah, so is the Poison Fang, because... well, if there was another glass cannon, it is going to be Chandelure right next to Salazzle. Quite literally, both of these things can't take a hit. So we got 2 glass cannon, fire types up against each other here. Pretty interesting. They're letting it go, holding onto the last shield, and they have a Skeledirge. Double fire and ghost. Okay. They're going double fire and ghost. I wonder what will happen if they encountered a dark type in the back. I guess they do have disarming voice, but everybody's on a different algorithm, so maybe this team really works out for them here. All right, now this is not looking good, as the Cresselia's moves are going to all be resisted by Skeledirge, but we lowered the defense by 2 stages on the Skeledirge, so we're going to go ahead and call that first Disarming Voice. A Shadow Ball at this point still not going to be enough to KO this tanky Psychic type. That Moonblast left it with 1 HP. We got the Psycho cut off, and we don't even need to hit him because it went through before they even threw their charge move there. Keeping it moving here. Do believe this is going to be a 5-0 because we just keep on taking these wins here with this team for our last set. I ended up going positive for pretty much every set except for one where I went 2-3. All right, so we're met with a Cavalion here, which is not a horrible situation. Yeah, we'll take it. Of course, Stone Edge getting to another one. I was really surprised here because typically most people would shield this up, but they let it go. Do they have a counter? Oh, Gengar, they're going to farm us down. Yeah, that makes sense too. Shadow Gengar. Or they're not farming us down, yeah. Almost, but not quite. So Salazzle's Incinerate's going to do so much damage, but they swap. They have a Charizard. What we're going to do is get off the Poison Fang first to lower their defense, as well as get a shield here. Swap into the Cresselia. Yes, everything that we do have on this is going to be resisted, but we're still going to hurt them because it's a Shadow Charizard, and we lowered their defense. So we're just going to throw a Moonblast here, as the grass is going to be massively resisted compared to the fairy. Not very effective, still doing enough. And this is pretty much over for them here. Letting the Dragon Claw go, and they're using up all their energy. I'm not going to shield up anything right now, buddy. And they immediately swap. This Gengar is going to be getting farmed down, but not after we shield up. Still holding on to 2 shields, as a matter of fact. We just need to get off 1 Incinerate to take out this Charizard, and Salazzle's taking the win for us at the end, sweeping up. Let's go. Next game, what are we going to see with that Tapu Fini? A Steelix, finally a very good lead for us here, and this is exactly what we want to see. Salazzle could go up against this as well, but the Steelix, yes, taking super effective damage from the fire, is also going to be resisting the poison. And if we build all the way up to Fire Blast, more than likely they'll shield. And by the time we get there, the damage that they're going to be doing to us is going to be adding up, as we can't take a hit. But they're going to be swapping into Poliwrath, and I immediately swap into my Cresselia here. And I'm going to go for that Grass Knot. No, Moonblast first. Okay, Scold. They threw a Scold. Okay, they're shielding up that Moonblast. All right. Should have went for the damn Grass Knot. And we'll let this one go as well, as we do resist the counter, and that's really not doing too much. They did drop my attack this time around, and Ironically, going to be going for the lower attack this time, which I should have went for the damn Moonblast. But I guess I kind of want to just spam this here in case they try to shield up again. Retreating into their Steelix, and I go ahead and bring the Tapu Fini to just absorb everything here. We kind of want to farm them down at this point so we can come out of this with a lot of energy. There's no point in throwing, obviously, right? So yes, they have lowered my attack by 1, and now my defense by 1. Okay, sounds good to me. I'll take that over 2 attack drops. Bringing back that Poliwrath, throwing the Surf, which will be enough to KO, even though we're not very effective. And they got a Jellicent in the back. Now, this is not looking good because the Salazzle is going to actually get shut down completely by that, yet again, by this Ghost type, as well as Water. So they're throwing, which is excellent for us here. Now, the Cresselia, we can do some damage, and we do have 2 shields, so it's not over yet. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Salazzle, and we can take a Surf. It's going to do pretty much almost all of our health, but we can definitely take one. Going to go ahead and start lowering the defense, and then what we're going to do is start to spam the Grass Knot on the Cresselia here. We get to the next one. Now, we're going to let this one go as we will survive it, and we're going to be able to get off this Poison Fang, pretty much doing all of my health. Cresselia is going to be able to finish this off here with a Grass Knot, and we are holding on to this last shield as we are suspected we would need it. And taking the win, making a bad situation into a good one. Even though I had a pretty good lead, I can't be saying, oh, look at me, look at me. All right, next game, what do we have? Leading with that Tapu Fini Steel, met with a Giratina, okay. Show me Dragon Breath, okay, Shadow Claw, of course. So we're going to do the same old song and dance here. I may switch it up a little bit and come and farm them down with the Salazzle, but we'll have to see. Going with the Ancient Power, which is a good sign for us, as they're not, well, it's not a good or a bad thing, really. It's just kind of like whatever. Ancient Power still does a decent amount of damage. Gonna go ahead and shield this one up to kind of maybe put on the pressure to have them use 2 shields, or at least get a bunch of health out of that Giratina, as we are going to be able to barely survive this in a couple of quick moves before we do get to our next Moonblast. Do we have somebody who's going to double shield their Giratina again in the beginning? And yes, we do. Okay. So Cresselia is going to go ahead and do this Cresselia thing, get to the Moonblast. Unless they want to swap here, we'll have to see what they want to do. Looks like they're going to stay, and we get to the Moonblast. This is going to be pretty close, not enough to KO. And we do want to bring in the Salazzle, but we're going to wait. I think we actually Psycho Cut them down here instead of swapping into the Salazzle, because locking ourselves up against a Water type is going to be absolutely horrible. So we're just going to absorb everything here, farm them down, and it's worth it. We still have a shield left. We can still pull this off. Bringing in their own Cresselia. Now, Salazzle's going to shut this thing down if it doesn't have Future Sight, right? So we're going to go ahead and bring it in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and call it. I'm going to let it go. Thank goodness, Grass Knot sounds good to me. I'm going to go straight Fire Blast here, folks. Let's just do as much damage as possible and stop playing around. All right, one-shotting it, and they have a Cobalion in the back. They back out, we take the win. We're looking good. There you have it. There is your 5-0 Salazzle with its new buffed Incinerate, absolutely putting in the work, especially with the Poison Fang to drop the defense. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!